Yo. All right. It's been a minute. So we're going to get straight into it. Once again, it's your boy Loso. In case you ain't know so, we back in this thing. About to do some reactions for y'all. Let me get this camera for y'all. Let's get right into it.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with 20
Investigators pieced together the truth, graduating with honor.
Hold up, how do I see the chat? How do I see the chat on this thing? Can I pull up the chat on my phone? Hold up, y'all. Yo, if y'all on here, just give me a second. Let me just see. Y'all know I don't go live too often, so let me just make sure y'all can hear me. Yo, what's good, Clyde? What's good? I don't know why I can't see the chat, but we gonna vibe out to this real quick. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I don't want to have to close it. Studio mode. Why can't I see the chat? I really want to see what y'all saying. But what up, man? Streamer, blah 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 blah. Oh, that's gonna suck if I can't see what y'all saying. I want to see what y'all saying. Open. Okay, I can see the chat now. I can see the chat. Do spell, what's up? He said it was four. He said it was four y'all. There was this really cool light-skinned guy with a beard. Yeah. We gonna get back to it. We gotta get back to the A, man. Gotta get back to Atlanta and see you. Congrats on everything. But niggas with a job.
Eve attended the University of North Carolina, where she pursued a double major in political science and biology. Her outstanding academic record earned her a prestigious scholarship, and she quickly rose as a campus leader, taking on significant roles in various student organizations. And she didn't stop there. Eve kept...
Bro, that is not a horrible name for a podcast. That's a great name. Legendary, man. Yo, imagine if we were still doing it. Yo, it's so... Everybody got a podcast now. Doing the exact same thing, man.
up her charitable efforts and even taught science at an elementary school.
We missed out on a golden opportunity. We should have been doing that thing on Zoom still. For real. I'm not gonna lie to you. But hopefully you like some true crime, man. I want to just get some reactions to some of these. Yo, he said Marcel would have turned us into the Fresh and Fit. Yo, Fresh and Fit. I mean, I don't know if we those type of dudes. I feel like the Fresh and Fit podcast, they kind of like, they're a little lame a little bit. Like, they got money, so because they got money, they think they could talk down on ladies and stuff like that. But like, if you talking about the success, how successful they were, yeah, for sure.
School. She also traveled internationally for volunteer work, spending a summer in Ecuador helping doctors, studying for a semester in Cuba, and joining a research team in Egypt. Without a doubt, Eve was one of the most outstanding students at her university. She had ambitious goals for her future and was making steady progress toward them. Even before graduation, she had secured a job offer from a major company and planned to begin her career soon after earning her degree. In February, Eve was 22 years old and in her final year of college.
Mecha Break is now available with Google Play Games on PC. Become the ultimate mech pilot.
At that time, she learned then was that she had been shot multiple times. After Eve's friend confirmed her identity,
Yo, what's up to y'all? Y'all see y'all trickling in. We got a couple new viewers, so we starting off with a little true crime. Once we get a couple people in here, we're gonna get to that Drake. All right, we gotta talk about that new Drake. Big OVO over here. I haven't been talking about hip hop in a minute, so we gotta talk Drake. But I just wanted to start off, watch a little true crime, stuff that I enjoy. So let's see how this murder happened. Gotcha. So you robbed her, tried to use a card at the ATM, and now they probably got you on camera. This is how criminals get caught every time.
the daily limit.
He's in a stolen vehicle. This guy think he's T.I. and 04. Got his fitted to the side. Like, come on, man. Face clearly into the camera. People just do not care. He probably don't even have gloves on. This image is terrible. This guy looks like A Boogie with a hoodie with an afro. For real. For 7
Using her card at
you taking lives out here?
the ATM. In the back seat, there appeared to be another person. Investigators suspected it might have been Eve herself, but the image quality was too poor to confirm. Forensic experts attempted to enhance the video for a clearer look, but their efforts proved unsuccessful. Meanwhile, police discovered that the suspect had attempted to use Eve's card at multiple other ATMs across the city, though none of those machines were equipped with surveillance cameras. This pattern continued until March 7th, when authorities received another alert about an attempted withdrawal. Around 12:30 a.m., the suspect showed up at a 24-hour convenience store and tried to use the ATM, but the bank declined the transaction. Officers hurried to the store, which was in a neighboring town, and this location had a functioning security camera. Reviewing the footage from that night, they saw someone attempting to use Eve's card, but in a surprising twist, it was not the same man seen in the earlier ATM video. Investigators now had to entertain the possibility that more than one person was involved in Eve's murder, or that the killer had handed her card off to an accomplice. They tried to identify the second suspect, but, like before, the surveillance footage was too grainy to make a clear match. So, detectives turned to the public for assistance, releasing both images from the security cameras to the media in hopes that someone might recognize the individuals. Since the case had already drawn widespread attention in the community, the police station was soon flooded with tips. Yet none of these leads brought authorities any closer to apprehending Eve's killer. Everything changed on March 12th, when an anonymous caller came forward with a promising tip. The caller claimed to recognize the man in the second surveillance video from the convenience store and identified him as Demario Atwater. Detectives began investigating Atwater's background and uncovered some troubling details.
Look at this guy. This man, like, why does it, like, this is like a guy that would need to have, pause. Does this look like a dude that would needs to be robbing and stealing? Like, yo, he could be tricking, like some shorty for a crib or something. Like, you should, like, somebody like that, he should have a somewhere to stay. Things like I don't know. You know how the ladies got like pretty privilege. Like, no, like, pause. This is not an ugly guy. Like, yo, you don't gotta be doing all this hood rat stuff. You feel me? So I don't know, man. But we caught him. This man's a demon. Out here is conspiracy. I don't know if he's part of the murder or not, but he got the card information, so we're gonna see.
At only 21 years old, he already had an extensive criminal history, including multiple arrests for robbery, assault, drug offenses, and other crimes. Although he had served time in jail, he had also been released early on several occasions. They also discovered that just 2 days after Eve's murder, DeMario was scheduled to appear in court for carrying a handgun while on probation. Authorities reviewed old mugshots of Atwater and matched them against the convenience store footage.
Yo, this guy's the Hood Mario. I want to know your name, man. I want to know if you got a man. I want to know what you like. This guy got turned down by Eve, and then he set her up and robbed her. That's simple. Simple as that. This man was like, but you say I'm just a friend. I'm sorry, Eve. You didn't deserve that.
Confirming the striking resemblance. It was clear they had the right person. Further, they learned DeMario lived close to the store, prompting detectives to go straight to his residence. During questioning, DeMario denied any involvement in the murder, but the surveillance video provided enough cause to take him into custody. As the investigation continued, police discovered that DeMario was frequently communicating with a 17-year-old named Lawrence Lovett, who already had his own criminal record despite his young age. When detectives reviewed Lawrence's mugshots, they immediately recognized him as the person driving Eve's car in the first ATM footage. However, unlike DeMario, Lawrence resisted arrest, barricading himself inside his home, forcing law enforcement to call in SWAT. When officers finally apprehended him, Lawrence also...
Yo, y'all cannot tell me that's not a boogie. Y'all cannot tell me that is not a boogie with the hoodie. Come on, yo. Look at this man's picture. About to mess up this stream, low-key. Y'all, look at this man's face. Y'all cannot sit here and tell me that's not a boogie.
also denied any involvement. Both suspects were then charged and held in custody awaiting trial. With neither willing to cooperate, investigators turned to building their case through other means. Cell phone data revealed something significant. On the night of Eve's murder, both suspects' phones connected to a cell tower near her neighborhood, despite them living in a different city. Detectives suspect that DeMario and Lawrence randomly targeted Eve, simply searching for someone to rob and noticing she was home alone late at night. Based on the ATM withdrawals, it appears they forced her to drive with them to several locations where she handed over her card. After hitting the...
Doing a stream, reacting to this video real quick. Do you have to do it? No, I don't have to do it. See how you celebrate.
the $700 daily withdrawal limit, they took her out to a wooded area on the outskirts of town, where they ultimately murdered her. Given the brutality of the crime, prosecutors declared their intention to pursue the death penalty for DeMario. Lawrence's situation was more complex. Since Lawrence was a minor, the harshest penalty he faced was life imprisonment. Aware that the evidence might not be strong enough to secure a conviction alone, prosecutors made a calculated offer to DeMario: plead guilty in exchange for removing the death penalty threat. DeMario accepted the deal and confessed that he and Lawrence went out that night planning to commit a robbery and make quick money. He explained that Lawrence had called him, suggesting they target someone on the university campus. While driving through a neighborhood, they noticed Eve through a window in her house, and that's when they acted. Armed with their guns, they broke in and forced her into her own car. They then drove to several ATMs, attempting to withdraw as much money as possible. Throughout the ordeal, Eve pleaded with them to let her go, promising she wouldn't say a word. She just wanted to get home, but they had different plans. According to DeMario, they decided to kill her because she had seen their faces, despite never trying to conceal them.
Hey, what's up, guys? I found this beer left over from some campers and I'm totally wasted.
Have you guys seen this vlogging Yeti online?
Ultimately, they took her to a deserted street and shot her multiple times with 2 guns. DeMario also shared something deeply heartbreaking. Just before they killed her, Eve asked them to pray with her. Instead of showing any mercy, they coldly shot her down. In April 2010, 2 years after the murder, DeMario was found guilty. Thanks to his plea deal, the judge sentenced him to life in prison
Mario.
instead of the death penalty, plus an additional 30 years. After the verdict, DeMario turned to Eve's parents, apologized for his actions, and admitted he deserved the punishment he received. Meanwhile, Lawrence refused to plead guilty, and his trial began in December 2011. Despite his lawyer's attempts to prove his innocence, DeMario's confession along with the overwhelming evidence led to Lawrence being found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. But his story didn't end there. In 2013, the State Court of Appeals overturned Lawrence's sentence, referencing a separate ruling that deemed life without parole for juvenile offenders excessively harsh and unnecessary. Consequently, he was granted a new trial. This time, Lawrence was more outspoken, telling the court that everyone makes mistakes and insisting he wasn't the monster people thought he was. Despite this, he showed little genuine remorse, and ultimately, the judge again sentenced him to life in prison. It's also important to mention that Lawrence was a suspect in another chillingly similar case. In January 2008, just months before Eve's murder, a 29-year-old student was broken into and killed in his apartment. Following the murder, money was withdrawn from the victim's account
That's the victim?
at various ATMs throughout the city. However, authorities never secured enough evidence to link Lawrence to that crime, and the charges were eventually dropped. Eve's case not only captured national attention but also sparked meaningful change. In February, North Carolina legislators enacted a new law that introduced harsher penalties and more rigorous procedures for individuals involved in gang-related offenses. This law took effect on December 1st and applies to all crimes committed from that date onward. The legislation was directly inspired by the tragedy that befell Eve. At her university, a scholarship was established in her honor, and a memorial garden was created on campus to preserve her memory.
R.I.P. Eve. R.I.P. Eve. Let's get to this Joe Biden joint. Yo, what's this thing I seen Joe Biden post today?
Check out that billboard with our summer special, guys. That's right. If you're local here in the area and you have an old
So, I think Joe Biden, their pod, they probably, maybe I could just play. I'm gonna comment on this. Nah, those abs drinks. Let's see if I can pull it up on Google. Drake abs. All right, so this is the picture they talking about, yo. This picture is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. It's like way too perfect. His arms got no definition. I'm not. This guy got it. This guy got it. Himself a man BBL. It's crazy. That's crazy. I wonder how much that costs. If you're like a, if you're like a gym rat or whatever, how does that work? How's that work? Do you respect that? Do you respect that or no? Do you respect somebody going to get surgery for fake abs? Is that a respectable offense? Just like, instead of women going to go do squats in the gym, they go to Dr. Miami. Do you respect that over, do you expect somebody that goes to the plastic surgeon rather than puts in work at the gym? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. For me personally, it looks like a kind of like action figure-y. I just the ab part looks cool. Honestly, it looks cool. But the only part that looks kind of odd to me is like that side part. Like it looks like two like bulges or something like that. I don't know. That looks kind of weird. And they kind of weird, or maybe it just looks way unnatural. But um, yeah, I probably wouldn't do it. Especially, I would feel bad. I mean, if it was, I don't know. I mean, I personally wouldn't do it. Especially, it looks like, I don't know. I feel like you need to do your arms too. Like, why you just did your abs? Why you didn't do your arms as well? Like, no definition in your arms and stuff. So, I don't know. But hey, it is what it is, man. Y'all let me know what y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Mhm. All right, I'm probably not gonna be able to play the audio, so let's get to the lyrics. Get to the tunes. Y'all, should I just make a Twitch account? I feel like I should just. Oh, I listen to the article.
Drake's new song, What Did I Miss? Full lyrics and meaning explained, capital extra.
Ooh, you can listen to the article
Drake is back
now?
with an exciting new drop from his upcoming album, Iceman. What are the lyrics to Drake's latest track, What Did I Miss? And what is the meaning behind them? Here's everything you need to know. Drake is finally back with his latest release, What Did I Miss? The first single he has dropped from his upcoming project Iceman that fans are hoping he will perform for the first.
I did not even know you can do that on these pages. Shout out to this vlog because I did not know you could do that. Okay. So he finally released his first single off Iceman. Um, he's coming off the feud with Kendrick Lamar, and he's kind of setting the tone. I heard he's sending some shots to a couple of his friends. So let's see. They got the lyrics here. Some of the fans have been speculating the meaning behind the track could be about the 2024 beef with Kendrick and the impact it had on his relationships with people he once was close with. The lyrics are below. So before we even get into the lyrics, so you already know we got the beef popped off with Metro Boomin, Future, Kendrick. We had The Weeknd jump into the beef. We had Rick Ross jump in the beef. Who else? Who else was he beefing with? ASAP Rocky, and I think that was pretty much everybody. So had a lot of people jumping the beef. So let's get into lyrics. I don't give a if you love me. I don't give if you like me. Asking me how did it feel? Can't say it didn't surprise me. Last time I looked to my right, you guys wasn't standing beside me. How can some people I love hanging around P who try me? Let's go. What did I miss? What did I miss? You know, let's go, let's go. All right. So, that's a cool little, chorus. If you don't want to hear me rapping and you want to listen to Drake do it, but I had to bleep out all the curses and stuff. So, but let's get into the verse, y'all. Let me see what I think. I'm whipping around on like a 600 acres, so he got a lot of land. We talking money, so he's ripping around 600 acres. And you guys, you better not ask for no more favors, cause y'all boys, y'all been asking for all these favors, y'all been asking for all these features, and y'all basically stab me in the back. Is basically what he's saying. It's love for my brothers and death to a traitor. Let's go. She might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later. Damn, is that a sub? What's that about? But that's facts. You know, she might she might say no to me while she with you, but after y'all break up and I hit her back, you know, I might get a different response. You feel me? So we sharking. I see what he's saying. He's sharking right now. So okay. Um, what he said. She might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later. Her butt is all natty, like Florida Gator. Let's go. Shout out to the Gators. Shout out to the Gators, y'all. I mess with that. You switched on the guys in support of the hater. So shout out to the natural booties. And yo, forget the haters for real. Um, but you switched on the guys and supported the haters. So I'm not sure. I've only listened to the song about one time, but I've been seeing everything on Twitter and stuff. They've been talking about the LeBron stuff. But I mean, that could be LeBron, that could be Travis Scott, kind of on stage, kind of telling Metro Boomin pay that. Um, I don't know. It could be for Kanye. But I mean, it could be for LeBron. You know, you switched on the guys and supported a hater. You know, LeBron was dancing at the concert for Kendrick in L.A. So I don't know. It could be for DeRozan. He was in the Not Like Us video. So I don't know. It could be a couple people that shot is for. That's all I'm saying. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. So what's the get back for a guy? It's TBD. It's to be determined. I look at this like a BTC. That's Bitcoin. Could be down this week and up the next week. Okay. Okay. That's light. Then we got the hook again. Last time I looked at the right. Okay. So the second verse after the hook, we say you boys get punched in the face on some TLC on the dead guys. Some TLC, cause my boy, you gonna need a chili ice pack for your left eye. Bar. It's a bar right there. TLC on the dead guys. Some TLC, cause you need a chili ice pack for your left eye. So we got Chili T-Boz and Left Eye. You know, Left Eye passed away, and TLC is the group name. Okay, it's a little slight bar, a little slight stuff, you know. So yeah, um, I'm back in your city. So next line we got, I'm back in your city tonight, walking around with my head high. Okay, so whose city? I'm not sure. I'm back in your city tonight, walking around with my head high. I saw a bro went to pop out with them, but Ben D riding the gang since headlines. So that I think for sure that's the LeBron. That's LeBron diss right there, for sure. It feels like nobody's there until you start giving out two tones, and nobody cares until they in front of your tombstone. Y'all been on that type of timing for too long. Iceman, Tiffany Bluestones. I done made plenty right out of two wrongs. Let's go. That's a good bar. I done made plenty shit right out of two wrongs. That's nice. Let's go. Hey, yeah. Let's go. What did I miss? What was I looking at? Y'all cooking with y'all and giving out verses, booking to y'all, making sure wires were hit. Man, what did I miss when you was all in the crib looking at O's word for word, all of the shows? You always felt like the man. What did I miss? I don't know. How do I feel about this song? I feel like when you hear the song, the instrumental is crazy. So I don't know if I should make a Twitch account so we can really vibe out and listen to the music without getting copyrighted. Um, I might after I'm gonna start being on this live a lot more often. So being on here, you know, if we start creating that community, we might have to make that Twitch account grow on there, and we're gonna have to do real like deep music reactions. But I'm really happy with the people that came on the live today and kind of supported. So I really appreciate that. All in all, what did I miss? The actual song, the beat's just so crazy. I think the beat is carrying more so than Drake's bars. I do appreciate Drake being a little more vulnerable. Um, Kind of talking about the whole situation of like losing friends and relationships in the industry. Um, just choosing to support like a op, like people like LeBron and stuff was he's done like he's been on like LeBron's show, the that barbershop show, I forgot what it's called, and they hang out and stuff. LeBron usually always like um, shares his music when his album comes out and stuff. Like put up like clips of him bopping into the music, and they always kind of supporting each other. And I think Drake, I don't know if it's real, but I even feel like I think Drake even has LeBron on his arm, like a tattoo on his arm. So I don't know. I think that's kind of crazy to be kind of dissing the man. You got a grown man tattooed to your arm. That's forever. I don't know how you can call somebody like a D writer when you got a whole tattoo of him on your arm. That's kind of crazy, if you ask me. But yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this song. But I do appreciate him giving you know his outlook on how he feels like getting ganged up on in the beef last year and kind of just reflecting on it. I kind of don't like the hook as like just like what did I miss, like you don't know what you did, like, or you don't know what happened or whatever, why people switched up on you. I feel like at this point, I don't know, like I feel like you did something, like you can't be oblivious to maybe okay, maybe you could be oblivious to one person, maybe like one or two guys, but you got Kendrick coming at you for whatever reason. You got Future on that's supposed to be your boy LeBron. LeBron's like the most stand up guy, um, from what we can tell. I don't know him personally, but his image is basically spotless for the most part. So, he kind of, I mean, it, it's hard to say. I mean, if they're friends, they're friends. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's music, it's entertainment. Him going to a concert, I don't know. I mean, that's a little bit of a reach to get really mad at somebody. But I mean, if it's your boy and other dude is calling your boy a pedophile, that is, I guess I get it. It is kind of crazy, but I don't know. That seems like something you could kind of hash it out, speak about. I don't know. It got to be something more than that. But if it is, that's mad petty. You got Ross. You know, Drake and Ross got a lot of classics together. Lemon Pepper Freestyles is the first one that comes to mind, and there's a bunch of other tracks that they got, and that's really unfortunate that they're not getting along, and the countless other the weekend, everybody. So I mean, the common denominator is Drake. So it got to be something that I hope to hear more about in the future. But all in all, um, I like the song. I think it was probably like a 7 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it. Like I said, mainly the beat was fire though, and I really enjoyed it. But the what did I miss? I don't know. I guess he ain't missed nothing. I don't know if it's like maybe that's a double entendre. If if he means like what did I miss? Like I'm still number one. Like I'm still doing my thing. Like what did y'all talking about? Type of thing. Then all right, I could dig it. I could dig it. I could dig it. But I think it's more so like yo y'all some backstabbing traitors type of stuff. Y'all supported a hater. So I don't know. 7 out of 10 for me. Let me know what y'all think down below about that track. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did y'all give it a listen? Let me know if I need to move a couple of y'all. If I need to make a Twitch so we could really listen, break it down with the lyrics, and really vibe out to that. Would that be something y'all be interested in? Because I could definitely try to make that happen. And as far as this fake ab situation, it's crazy. That's an L. That's an L. Everybody clowning this man for the cosmetic surgery, and I mean, I undoubtedly so. It should be because you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. You can't take the easy, fast money. The fast life ain't the good life. You gotta put in work. You feel me? So, yeah, man, it's crazy. And then what else we got? I also wanted to talk about that carnival situation. The carnival situation is crazy. They changed their rules on us. I don't know if y'all seen it, but let's look at some of the clips. But they saying heard they fighting on there. You're on a sold out carnival cruise. Yeah, they saying black culture ruined it. The hood ruined carnival cruises. Carnival hates blacks. Oh, there it is. Where's the sound at?
Into a fight. The video from Saturday appears to show a group of people. You see them here shoving each other while disembarking a ship inside of a terminal in Galveston. You can see people being pushed to the ground. In a statement to NBC News, Carnival says this happened in an area under the authority of U.S. Customs and Border Patrol and has been turned over to law enforcement. 24 people are now banned from sailing with Carnival Cruise Line after getting into a fight. Wait. 24 people are now banned from sailing with Carnival Cruise.
Y'all go ahead and get your hate out. Get all your names you're going to call me and get that out of your system. But for your information, I have been on 9 cruises since 1993. The ones through 2005 were not cheap, but they were very nice cruises. The people that worked the ship were nice. The people that were on the cruise were nice. You didn't go to the dining room dressed like you were going to the pool. There was a certain amount of decorum required. When you
I feel like when you go to dinner and stuff, yeah, you should dress up nice. Ladies just be in a dress, guys a button up or like a nice shirt. Some jeans or maybe like some shorts. I mean, you on vacation, but pretty presentable. Yeah, you shouldn't be in like a bikini or something, just coming up whatever in your pajamas and stuff like that. So
got up in the morning, you could go through early in the morning, because I was. You could go through the breakfast and get coffee and a donut. They had a continental breakfast that early. And then go to what's called the Serenity deck, and you could sit there and drink your coffee and enjoy the sun coming up. You couldn't do that on this last cruise because they were still drunk from the night before. And the only place they could find to hide with their goofiness is on the Serenity deck. The people on either side of us in the cabin were ridiculous. Their trash stumbled out into the hallway. And I'm not talking people, I'm talking literal trash. They would go up to the bars, the buffets, and get plates and plates of stuff, and then just pile it on the floor outside their door.
Yeah, if you don't know what she's trying to say, what she's basically trying to say is that there has been a new element.
Yeah, so basically people don't know how to act. They act like they don't have no house training. They're getting too drunk, essentially, and they're just creating havoc, fighting, being drunk and sloppy all over the ship. They don't know how to manage their liquor. You know, that's vacation, so you have a good time and whatever, things of that sort. But they're not having a certain decorum about things. When you go out to, like, it's when, like, maybe not at the buffet, you don't really like on those cruise ships. I've only been on one cruise ship, but they have like kind of like the buffet area where you could just eat. They have like anything, you just get it and eat it. But if you go to like the restaurants, like it's like being at a regular restaurant, I think there's like themed restaurants. So yeah, you kind of dress up. Those are usually really nice. So you kind of want to dress up and stuff like that. But it seems like people are kind of just wearing whatever. So yeah, we as a people got to do better no matter the race and stuff like that. We just got to carry ourselves with some class and stuff like that. But I know that first fight was crazy, but yeah, they changed the rules. They're banning hip hop music and stuff like that. I'm trying to look for a short. I'm not trying to watch somebody's long video. Nobody else got some shorts? This is why Carnival Cruises is not for everybody. Black women fume over racist Carnival Cruises banning rap music to target black people. Hey man, something's got to change. Something's got to change. I don't think rap music is gonna stop that a certain demographic from coming on your cruise. I don't think that's the rule to have, but Carnival is never going to be the same again.
So Carnival, the cruise line known for being budget-friendly, is now getting a ton of backlash for updating their policies after videos of people partying on the cruise went viral. If you're not aware, Carnival is known for being the party cruise, and it's distinctive from a lot of other cruise lines, which is why many people like going on there to party, play music, and do whatever they want. However, just recently, a ton of people have been saying they canceled their tickets with Carnival because of policy changes. They decided to get so strict that they're now not allowing anyone to bring their speakers on the cruise, and you can only listen to the music they provide. And they also decided to cancel their unlimited drink packages, but it doesn't even...
Wait, they had an unlimited drink package? How much was that? I know that thing had to be expensive. I didn't even know they had an unlimited drink package. Wow, that's crazy.
End here because people used to sneak in drinks on the cruise. However, now with the new policy, they're checking all liquids you bring in, so you can no longer sneak in liquor, which is what everyone used to do. They're also no longer playing certain music inside the club section, and if anyone is caught fighting on the cruise, it's in their new policy to drop you off at the nearest port. So Carnival, the cruise line known for being budget friendly, is now getting a ton of backlash for updating their policies after videos of people partying on the cruise went viral. If you're not aware, Carnival is known for being the party cruise, and it's distinctive from a lot of other cruise lines, which is why many people like going on there to party, play music, and do whatever they want. However, just recently, a ton of people have been saying they canceled their tickets with Carnival.
That's crazy. They said they're gonna drop you off.
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
Everybody may not agree to this, but it is what it is. I do not blame Carnival for the new rules that they are enforcing, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because so many people are going, the young adults, the young adults, they going on here and they showing a beer ad. I get y'all want to have fun, y'all want to turn up, y'all want to enjoy yourself, but if you cannot handle your alcohol or your Zod, you don't need to be on that cruise ship because
they smoking on the cruise. What? How they bring that on there? Is that like trafficking? You going international with it? Is that can't be legal? That cannot be legal. That's crazy. Y'all doing all that? This is Soul Cruises, Spirit Cruises, all together.
it's supposed to be like a family thing. Number one, there's all type of people on these cruise ships, and there's children on there. And the videos that I see that people be posting, half of it be funny.
Look, I would never bring a child on no Carnival cruise. Do you see how crowded that thing was in that previous video I showed y'all? It's crowded. It's nothing but adults partying. I would not bring any children on a party boat. That's basically a party boat. It should be the rule they should have made. It should have been an all adult only cruise. It should not be for families. That's one of the stuff they should change in their company policy.
Ever be fun, everybody turning up, dancing. But then it's the other half, it's the ignorance. And that's exactly what people are bringing to these cruise ships. They acting stupid. They acting like they don't know how to conduct themselves. So I don't.
That's the biggest thing. And see, that's the part that people don't want to have a conversation about, because it would force black people in particular to have accountability or take accountability and responsibility for their actions. We automatically start to equate things over to racism when we don't like it. Even though we don't even know, or you may not know, who owns Carnival. You don't know who's running. You don't know who's in certain positions. You don't think that they watch the same things that you watch and that they have social media. And then for some reason, they're not supposed to be aware of how y'all publicly post and how y'all sneaking trees and alcohol onto the cruise ship, how y'all on there fighting and causing chaos and commotion. And then you only want to look at your videos and your people and then say, oh, I can't believe how Carnival is removing black people, or they don't want the black dollar or something like that. Yo, listen, anytime that people can't follow simple protocol that, it may be young people on this ship, we want to make sure that it accommodates for everybody. It is still supposed to be a family environment. That's why it's named Carnival. Then you have to start putting rules in place, and rules are for people that cannot conduct themselves or control themselves without them. Now they got to go through extra protocol. Now they got to prevent you from playing certain music because it brings a certain element. Now they have to take additional steps in order to ensure that people are doing what they want to do. And people get offended. I'm never offended at rules. I'm never offended when you have more of a police presence. I'm never offended at that type of stuff, because that means that it's designed to keep me safe. And because I'm not a criminal, because I'm not doing something that I'm not supposed to do, then I can now be or feel more safe.
Everybody may not agree to this, but it is what it is.
Nah, I 100%. I don't know about 100%. I mostly agree with what he's saying. I mean, that's true. I think rules are in place to keep us all safe. I think a couple of the policies that they changed, from what I can tell, like the no more rap music, no speakers being played and stuff. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't feel like the rap music is going to stop anything, or I don't feel like rap music would create a situation like the fighting and stuff. I don't know. Unlimited drinks is lit. I mean, it's all inclusive. I think unlimited drinks should be a thing on vacation. But I guess it's like a trial period. They're trying to figure out what things they can improve on, because I'm pretty sure that's a big money maker for the cruise lines. The unlimited drinks. I mean, I don't know. That's tough. You ruin it for everybody. You feel me? But ooh, that's tough. That is tough. But yeah, I think that's a good step. Even though I don't 100% agree with that, I think it's still a good step because obviously people can't. People get liquid courage when they get the alcohol in them and they do stupid stuff, and people just be doing dumb stuff, man. So yeah, man. Hopefully that helps alleviate the situation and then things and improve for Carnival. Like I said, I think the best solution for them though would be to prevent families from going on the Carnival. Like I don't know. From these videos, it doesn't look like it's not really giving a family environment. I'm just
Everybody, come on! Yeah. You know I can't go. Everybody, come on! Yeah. You know I can't.
we will see. We will see. But all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all 1,000% for joining me on this. For definitely joining me on my journey on this live. We're gonna be doing this 5 days a week. So if y'all can, we might create a Twitch. We're gonna see if we create a Discord or Reddit. Y'all can send me over some content y'all want me to react to. We gonna get to it. All right. So thank y'all. This your boy Loso. In case you ain't know so.